Hey everybody, this is Andrew from TS for Tech, and today I'm doing a video on Visible Wireless. And I don't know if you've seen or heard of Visible Wireless, but Visible is a kind of sub-brand of Verizon. Basically, you can get unlimited internet on the Verizon network for pretty good price. So it starts at $40 a month, which gives you unlimited calls, unlimited data, all of that stuff. You can also connect to your phone as a hotspot. So what's really cool about it is that there's also a feature called Party Pay. So if you join a party, which is 4 or more people, you can get $15 off your service per month. So up to $15 off if you have 4 or more. So if you have a full party, you're paying $25 a month for unlimited everything on the Verizon network, which is a really good deal. So what I did for this video and for this test, I have an iPhone 10s Max. So obviously this is a couple years old, but it is the phone that I'm going to use for Visible. And basically what I did is I went onto their website. It's pretty easy to get set up. You just go on there, pick the plan, and figure out how you want to do it. Now they do have a trial. I think it's like a 14-day trial. You don't need a credit card or anything like that. And basically if you have, I think the way it works is if you have an eSIM capable phone, you can set up and get a trial like right away and test out the service. I did not do that. I didn't want to use an eSIM for this, even though all the iPhones and a lot of phones now, even some of the Android, Samsung devices and whatnot support eSIMs for second lines or primary lines, whatever. I actually went ahead and ordered a SIM card. So SIM card's free and it's a nano SIM. I already popped it out, but they give you a SIM tool and the card, and they FedEx this overnight. So ordered it a day, two ago, and I just got it. Obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what a SIM card looks like at this point, but here's a SIM card, Visible, and the iPhone. And what you have to do to get this set up is basically there's an app, the Visible app, and it will walk you through the steps in activating your service once you get the card. There's also the ability to refer friends. So you'll both get $20 off. So if somebody joins that you referred, they'll get $20 off their first month of service. And you as the referrer also get $20 off your next month of service. So I will link to that in this in the description of the video, because definitely if anybody's interested in signing up for Visible, if you use my friend code, you can get a discount. Now I did join a Party Pay through Reddit because there was, one of the Reddit groups for Visible had something like 70,000 members in their party. So I didn't bother starting my own party or anything like that. But you can search on Reddit, you can search on the internet, just look for Visible Party, and you find some, party to join. But basically the way it works, you get the SIM card or you sign up for the eSIM account, you activate your service, pay your first month's fee, and depending, if you don't use a referral code, it's $40. If you do use a referral code, it's only $20, and then you basically set up your service. So set up your service, then you can join the Party Pay afterwards, all through the app or on the website. And yeah, basically that's it. It kind of walks you through that. Now, I did do some tethering tests, and I'll show the recording of that, where I tethered my iPad mini to this. And whenever you tether something to the phone, you do get throttled, right? So you get throttled to like 5 megabytes a second down and somewhere between 1 and 5 up is what it seemed like when I was doing those tests. But still plenty for, using an iPad or using another device, maybe even your laptop if you're out and about and you need to, in a pinch, you need some internet. Plenty of speed generally for doing basic productivity type stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and jump over the computer and kind of talk over some of the other screen recordings I did. And what I did is I did a few tests on the Visible using the iPhone 10s Max. I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max that I tested both with T-Mobile and AT&T. Both all from the same location in my house. So to give you a little bit of a comparison of like how Visible compares to T-Mobile and AT&T, at least in my area. And I'm kind of near the O'Hare Airport, suburb of Chicago. Lots of people, but also lots of cell coverage. So what we'll do right now then is I'll jump over to the computer. I'll talk through some of the screen recordings of the speed test and then give you a little bit more of my overall thoughts on the Visible service in the time that I've been using it. So what I have here, I started screen recording, and this is on the iPhone XS Max that has the Visible SIM card in it. And I'm just running a speed test app. And as you'll see, I'll run this a few times for Visible. And I'm getting pretty decent download speed. So, here it's kind of fluctuating 150 megabits a second or so. The one thing to note is the ping time is around 118 milliseconds. And that's seemingly pretty consistent from what I've seen over the various tests that I've done. So 115, 120, 118 milliseconds on the ping delay is just what it seems like I'm getting from my location for Visible. I don't know if that's, all over the place or just my specific location. Now, the test that I'm doing here, it is in my basement. It's where my studio is. I'm not too far from cell towers. They're very not too far from my house. There's a big water tower that has a bunch of different cell towers on it. I would assume there's a Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, like all the big providers are kind of around me. So it's not very that far, from my house, basically. But, long story short, you'll see kind of varying speeds here, between 150, almost 200 megabits a second, 10 or 11, upload, basically. So I just went into the results page. You see 194 down, 11.6 up. It shows Visible as the provider. And, just basic information here around it. So not too bad, actually. I mean, it's really actually pretty good from that perspective. So you can see 172, 194, 171. Again, the upload varies. In between runs, it was 11.6 twice, and then it was 24 once. So kind of a little bit of a mixed bag there. So the next test that I'm running here, now this is on my iPad mini. So this is an iPad 6th generation mini, and it's tethered to the hotspot on the iPhone XS Max, right? So this is basically using the hotspot data from the iPad to the device. And you'll see right away is they do throttle this connection, right? So even in the literature on the Visible website, they say, tethered connections are throttled at 5 megabytes a second. And that's basically what I'm seeing for the download speeds. And then, I guess it depends, like half of that in an upload scenario, right? It kind of varies here, as you can see this. Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting. 4.42 down and 4.42 up, for that exact test. Same thing, ping time in the 110-ish range from that perspective. So I run this test, I think, twice here, basically just to see. And, the gist of it is out of the box, tethering directly to the phone with another device, whether that be a MacBook or a Windows laptop or anything, that you're connecting via the Wi-Fi tethering, you're going to get basically, what they say you're going to get, around 5 megabits a second or megabytes a second. And the funny thing is, if you noticed, like right away, it starts off and spikes up to around 10 and then comes back. So, they're definitely doing some sort of throttling, obviously. So again, just around 5 up, 5 down. So fairly consistent there. I did this again, just, 3 times just to see. You can feel free to skip ahead. There's nothing different. It's basically the same this time as well. But, the key messages here for this is that tethering It is rate limited. So on this next test, basically I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max and I have a T-Mobile SIM in it, and you'll see same location, basically sitting at my desk doing this test for T-Mobile. I mean, you'll see it's a little bit faster. Ping time is 39 milliseconds, so definitely a little bit more responsive from a latency perspective. And showing here 211 megabytes a second down, and my upload speed, and this is fairly consistent as well, is around five to six or something like that, depending on my testing in the past, right? So again, this is T-Mobile. I'm not on their Magenta plan. This is just basically their T-Mobile One plan from a few years ago. It's a family plan. I have 4 lines on this plan. It does have unlimited data, but I think at some point they also do capping and slowing down depending on network prioritization and all of that. But I've never had any problems with speed or connectivity from T-Mobile from where I'm at, right? And this is pretty fast. Like now it's almost 300 megabytes a second. So I do get pretty quick signal, and yeah, for whatever reason here now the upload is even faster the second time around. So yeah, I've never had problems. Very very happy with T-Mobile. And now the third test that I'm doing, this is on an AT&T SIM card, and same phone, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and the AT&T one I have from a business line. So basically have a business line on AT&T and personal line on T-Mobile, and this one consistently also gets pretty quick speeds, similar to T-Mobile for the most part on like the download speeds. So again, like I said, all of these are in the same, I'm sitting in the same location in my house. So at least the distance to wherever, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Visible have their cell base stations is the same. Now, one thing is, out of all of them, it seems like AT&T does have the quickest ping times. So it's typically around 20 milliseconds there. So this is the Visible website. So it's visible.com. And, I will, I guess, log out and show you how do you go through and request a new SIM card, or if you want to kind of sign up for this. But the interesting thing, to show is that once you do set up your account, you can see that once you register for a party pay discount, it gives you $15 off, and then you end up with a total of $25. So again, $25 a month for unlimited data, messages, and minutes is pretty good. With that, you basically just have to register it on the party pay tab once you have an active service. And I just used this Reddit upvote party. I found a visible party subreddit, and there's 70,000 members in it. So I just used that one to sign up. So I mean, you can find other ones. You can either search Reddit, or you can just search the internet for parties or whatnot that you want to join. But I figured that was the easiest one for me because there's a ton of people in it. And I do will highlight again, if you're interested in looking forward signing up for the service, definitely do use my friend code here. It will definitely help out the channel, help me out, give me a discount. You'll get a discount for signing up, right? So you'll sign up and then you can get a friend code, and then you can refer your friends too. So it's a great way to both help out people that are looking to try out the service, as well as getting your own service at a discount. So definitely please do use this if you're interested. I'll put this link in the description, and I'll pin a comment with it or whatnot, so you can go ahead and check that out. So that's basically it. So what I'm going to do is if you do go to the or the Visible site, now you can buy your own buy a phone from them that's approved for their service. But what I've seen is, most of the iPhones. So if you have any kind of recent iPhone, you can definitely use an iPhone. If you have any of the tier one kind of premium, Google Pixel or Samsung Galaxies or those sorts of things, there's a few of those types of Androids that are supported. I mean, obviously, you'll need an unlocked phone if you're going to bring your own device to this. And again, maybe if you want, you can order devices from Visible themselves. But like I said, I brought my own phone, and all I did is basically go here and checked out the plan, and I said, okay, I want to bring my phone. There's a check compatibility, so if you do have an iOS or an Android, you can pick the model that you have, and then basically whatever your current carrier is, if you're unlocked, it could be none or whatever, um, and you just go ahead and says, okay, it's iPhone will work. Like I said in the earlier part of the video, if you do have an eSIM in your phone, I mean, that's a quick way to get it set up without having to wait. You can try out with a 15-day free trial, or you can get a SIM kit by mail. And that's what I basically did. I just got a SIM kit by mail. So again, I would just pick, say my current carrier. Yeah, fine. Get a SIM kit by mail. If is it unlocked and paid off? So that's if you did pick that and you didn't say it was an other or unlocked, and I'd be like, yeah, and you can order a SIM. So basically, if you add the SIM kit to your bag, it will show a Visible plan at $40 a month. And I guess I don't know if this is always happening or whatnot, but there's a new member offer. It says get $15 off your first month of service. I don't know if that's a special that they're running right now. But then if you put in my friend code, so 3LT8S8N, and apply that, you can say, we'll replace the highlighted promotion, yes. And then it basically shows, bring a friend plus new member offers is minus $35. So your first month total will be $5, right? So, and you don't have to pay right away. So you go ahead and do that, and you continue, and then you put in your shipping information. They'll do next day shipping using FedEx, and at least in my case, I use FedEx. And then when you finish the activation by putting the SIM in your phone, downloading the Visible app, running through those steps, once it's activated, that's when they charge you your first month total, and then every month from that same date, a month out, you'll have to pay $40 a month. Unless you go back in after you activate it, add the party pay to it, join a party, and then your total comes down to $25 a month. So super good value. I know this is a long video, but I really wanted to kind of emphasize, like, I've had a great experience with Visible, and for the price and the service that I've been getting, and the ability to use that as a hotspot and all of that, it's really awesome. So definitely check it out if you're interested in trying to save some money, or you want an extra line for whatever reason, and you've got an unlocked phone, or if you plan to buy a phone from Visible, definitely worth considering if you're in an area that has good coverage, right? So if you're not in an area that has good coverage, then you're probably maybe not have as good of an experience. But they do have a coverage map, so you can go ahead and check out across the United States. Where's 5G, 4G, LTE, and if there's no coverage. And as you can see, there's some areas across the country in kind of like middle of large rural states where there's not as much coverage, but pretty much anywhere you look that's in a populated area, you're going to have coverage. So definitely check it out. Do your research. But again, my recommendation is this is a fairly good plan and a fairly good deal for sure for the price. If you have any questions, go ahead and post those below. Like I said, I'll leave some links in here so that you can get these deals. Use my friend code. I'd appreciate it. Help the channel out. This is Andrew from T is for Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.